What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. For those of you that follow the channel, you know we've been talking pretty extensively recently about this new OnePlus 9 Pro. Big partnership with Hasselblad and lots of heavy expectations. I believe OnePlus has really mastered this hype machine that they talk about, and what they did here with this OnePlus is no different. I have a lot to say about this device, especially about the price they decided to bring this in on. This isn't just in relation to the OnePlus 9 Pro. This really does apply for the 9 itself. I think OnePlus has almost overbuilt their hype machine to the point that no matter what they do, it's going to be a letdown of some sort. The way they built up this partnership with Hasselblad and this $150 million investment that they put in, I think it's well overhyped, at least for this initial generation of this 9 Pro. I think by no means is it a bad phone. I don't think by any means the camera is bad at all. But for them at this point now to go into this pricing segment, increasing it over even what they did with the 8T and all that, I don't know if it's actually a valued proposition anymore. And what I mean by that is OnePlus used to be the flagship killer. Last year, they've really kind of went beyond that and just became the flagship. MKBHD Marquez has really just hit the nail on the head with that they, in order to keep growing, they had to obviously increase their pricing. They're no longer just in that same entry-level ballpark. They're an official established brand now. They've been around long enough. They know what they're doing. They've had a lot of turnover internally for leadership and all that, and I think that really has made a difference to their product segments. Again, by no means is this a bad phone or is OnePlus going anywhere anytime soon. Especially in the US market, they're just really starting to get their foot in the door with market share, being, a partner with T-Mobile and all that, even with Verizon certifications and all that. But what you get now is in the same pricing ballpark that you can get an iPhone, 12 Pro, a Samsung Galaxy S21. You can get the S21 Ultra for only a couple dollars more. And usually with Samsung's trade-in deals that they offer, you're going to actually spend less to get an S21 Ultra, which I ultimately think is the better value here. What they've done with these camera arrangements, first off, is phenomenal. They have two primary sensors, basically, with a 48 and a 50 megapixel. They made it so you don't have to crop the sides on that ultra wide. Everything looks level, and it's really impressive. The photos are good. I talked about this on the original camera samples I submitted to you guys for you to see, but I don't think they're anything to write home about either. The battery life on this phone also is one other thing I haven't been sold on. The best aspect of this battery on this device is the charging speed. That 65-watt fast charger that comes in the box will top this baby up very quickly. Beyond that, you do have wireless charging. You actually have, I believe it's 10-watt reverse wireless charging. So they come a long way from not having any of those to including those at least for this price point, which is awesome. Beyond that, though, there's just so many uncertainties right now. Their software updates have been really behind the 8-ball. For those of you that watch the channel, like I was saying earlier, we've had hands-on with the 8, the 8T, all their new wireless buds, everything. And we've always been very high on it. I was really high on the 8 itself. That Aurora color that they came out with, the design, it felt fresh. It felt great. This just looks dull and old. Let me take it out of this new Droid case that was way overpriced at $40 itself. But this matte green is definitely the colorway to go. At least you're not going to get any fingerprint smudges on this or anything of that nature, but it's just a meh design. Now they've had these always on displays for a while. Looks great. The 240 hertz touch sampling rate looks good. The display is probably the best part of it, but it's also the most draining for that battery. I think it's only a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, so you're not definitely going to get more than a day's usage. I would find it hard to believe you're even going to pull over 5 hours of screen on time on this baby. You don't have a headphone jack. You have an IP resistance, water resistance, finally, for the first time officially on the unlocked variant. They were kind of teasing it or said they weren't certifying it, but they've tested it in the past. But at this point, they finally went ahead, paid for the official rating, and it is in here. A lot of you guys in the comments down below from one of the other videos was talking about the actual frame on this. It is glossy. I don't know if you can catch it in the light here, but yeah, it's not a matte frame. The back is frosted glass, obviously. If you're going to get one, that black or this pine green is going to be the way to go. Do not get that mirror looking Astra, whatever other color they're calling it, the Mystic Silver or whatnot. That's a fingerprint magnet from everything else I've seen in these other videos. So again, I want to give you one other look quickly at this pine green color right here. This is the color to get if you guys decide to get it. Out the door, you're looking at probably right around $1,200 for this baby. Again, I think it's a little overpriced. If you guys happen to have something to trade in and use OnePlus's trade-in program, it might soften the blow a little bit, but that would be the only way I would really recommend jumping on this right now for that price. They wanted to really preach this quad camera Hasselblad setup. It's a monochrome lens. That's really a waste. I'm not a fan of these manufacturers adding these extra cameras just to say it's a quad camera setup. Put something in that's useful. Put another periscope lens or something here, but not a monochrome sensor. Beyond that too, the front-facing camera, that little hole punch cutout is trash. No dynamic range is showing. It caps off at 1080p video resolution. It's just somewhat of a letdown. So keep that in mind if you guys are really looking at picking one up. You guys, if you saw those camera samples, you know I was high on that. You guys saw it in bright sunlight. That 1300 nit brightness on the display looks great as well in outdoor visibility. It's not going to quite hit the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra's metric. I think it's like 1400 for that one, but by no means is this a slouch. You got 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. It's a good phone. I don't want to sit here and knock it and say, don't go buy this. It's really going to be a personal preference at this point, like all phones in this category. Do you like Apple's ecosystem? You're going to get an iPhone. You have to. But in the Android world, especially now where software updates are so much harder to come by in a timely manner, if you don't have a Pixel or a Samsung phone, you're not getting them for a while. Motorola, LG, if they're even going to be doing mobile recently, they were always behind the eight ball. They were never able to get on top of their game like Samsung is now, and even obviously Google. So if software is important to you, right now, OnePlus is not running the best track record for updates. I would recommend probably steering clear of that. Again, good size display, great sounding speakers, battery life is okay, camera is just meh. Video capabilities are just same. All this Hasselblad marketing, they're a camera company, a very good one at that. But I don't see anything transferring over to the video quality right now. Stabilization is good, but nothing that's better than another established brand at this point. I really think it's almost like a two-headed race right now for who has the better Android phone, and I think Samsung just has a leg up. Even with all their numerous devices that they've been coming out with recently, they've been able to release those monthly Android patches, the security patches, ahead or equal to Google's own release schedule. Obviously, this is important, and the reason I keep talking about software is because we're about to have the newest, latest, and greatest Android operating system dropping in the next couple of months. There's going to be a public beta here soon. It's just something to consider. So I don't want to ramble anymore, guys. I really just wanted to give you my thoughts and my opinions on this. I'm not going to be keeping it as my daily driver. I'm going to keep my Galaxy Z Fold 2 in my pocket, and that's what I'm going to ride with for the near future until something else comes out. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Is it worth it to you guys? Do you think they overpriced and outstepped their boundary for this device right now? I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.